We are here at Anime Central at Japanime Games talking about Cowboy Bebop and some of their other awesome stuff. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about everything?
Everything, yes, sure. My name's Eric Bryce. I'm the owner of Japanime Games, and we make games about anime. And we bring games from Japan to the U.S. and the rest of the world. So we started the company years ago, bringing over Japanese games and localizing them into English. And over the years, we've started getting different anime licenses and IPs and creating new games based off those licenses as well. This is one of our best success stories, in my opinion, and also one of the games that I really loved because Cowboy Bebop is the first thing that really got me interested in anime. What was it, 27 years ago or something? 1999, I believe, is when it first streamed in the U.S., along with Evangelion, and that's another story that we're working on. But I can't tell you about that right now. But
Eyes peeled.
Cowboy Bebop is an amazing game, so much fun to work on. Whenever we play this game at home, we play the soundtrack, which just adds so much more fun to it. But it's a great game, and I can go over some of the details on it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Sure. So this is a deck building game with board game elements. You'll see we've got these miniatures. There's the four miniatures here of the four main characters, although you've got Ed and Ein here together. Ein does not play by himself. He goes along with Ed. And then we've got Vicious over here too. So it's got kind of a co-op aspect is when you're playing the game, everybody's working to try to take out Vicious at the end of the game. But there is a winner because whenever you take out the criminals from the big shot deck, which apparently are not, oh, here they are, the criminals, then you're going to get these points, which are called renown tokens. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most tokens wins the game. But the interesting thing about this game, like I said, it's deck building game, which is usually just cards. The board game element about it is you're starting on the Bebop here, and then you're moving from the Bebop to different planets to go get these different tokens to take out the criminals, the bounty. And there's two different types of resources in this game. Usually a deck building game has one resource, money or something of that nature. This has money as well. It's woolongs, and you gain woolongs when you play cards. But these cards are the basic cards in your deck, and those give you woolongs. But then there's also fuel. So this card here gives you 2 fuel. When you get fuel, that goes up on your fuel track, and then you use fuel to move from the Bebop to the planets, back to the Bebop, back to another planet. You can also use fuel to do different abilities. So the really cool thing about that thematically is, just like on the show, they're always out in space running out of fuel and trying to get to the next job, the next bounty, all of that. So they're trying to get money, the woolongs, and the fuel. So thematically, I really like how that works. Um, the 4 characters that you can play in this game all have an individual unique deck. There's 6 Wulong cards that are the same, but 4 cards that are unique to that character. And there's also cards from the random market over here that are unique to each character in that they give you special bonuses if you play them as that character. But or I'm sorry, if you've already played a card that is associated with that one. So this is obviously a jet card right here. And if you've played this card and then played this card afterwards, you're going to get a bonus. So when you're drafting the cards, when you're buying the cards from the market to add to your deck, you kind of want to get cards that are going to work best for the character you're playing, just for that aspect. But really, any card does work for any deck.
So it might work a little better or maybe a little easier if
Yeah.
I'm playing Jet and I'm playing a Jet card.
Right.
But that card could still benefit the other players.
Yes, anybody can play that card, but it's got a little extra added benefit if you are playing cards associated with that character already. So, as I said, when you go to the planets, you're trying to take out the criminals. There's 2 ways to do so. You can play cards that are fighting, and which, well, you'll see a lot of fighting cards in Spike's deck because that's how he takes out everybody. Um, which, right here, that gives you a fighting damage. And if you play that card, you can take one of these fighting tokens. But these are for clues or investigation. And Edward, obviously, is on the computer trying to get information about the criminals. And that's how Edward usually takes down the criminals. So there's another symbol on here that's going to give you a clue. that you can use to take down the criminals in a different way. So you can either take out 2 fighting or 2 clues in this for this criminal here, and then you get to take that card. This one is an entry level from the basic criminal, so we're 0 renown. But then some of the others have quite a bit more points that you'll gain from them. But you always, once you get these tokens, and then you take out the criminal, you trade those in for more renown tokens as well.
So you've said it's a cooperative game, but that there is a winner based on these points at the end. There seems to be a little bit of a sort of race to take out the bad guys amongst the players. So are we working together to advance to the end of the game by dividing and conquering, or
Well, I
is there a
call
little
this
bit more?
semi-co-op
Okay.
because the most of the game is not co-op at all. Most of the game, you're all trying to take out the criminals and get points. But at the end of the game, Vicious comes out.
This is very similar to the arc of the show.
Yes, yeah. Very true. And when Vicious comes out, Vicious is going to be moving from planet to planet. And if nobody takes out Vicious, nobody wins. So that's the semi-co-op aspect of it. You need to take out Vicious to end the game.
Okay, so
And the
you're
person-
racing to bounty most successfully, but at some point the question gets called.
Right.
Okay.
The person that takes out Vicious is going to get a bunch of points at the end of the game. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the winner, because another player may have got a bunch of points already.
Okay.
But that is a big distinction at the end of the game once he gets taken down. So there's a random market of cards that you can buy cards to add to your deck, like all deck builders work. But also, there's a damage deck, which is right here. So the downside of fighting is whenever you fight somebody, you get hit back. And you have to take a damage card and do whatever it says. Usually, you add it to your deck, and then you'll draw it later, and then you can discard it. So it's going to slow down your deck a little bit because you got hit. So thematically, that makes a lot of sense too with the mechanics. But when you're doing the clues, when you're taking them out with the investigation or interrogation, I forget what it says in the rules, but when you take them out that way, there's no damage. So it's a benefit to take them out with the clues as opposed to the fighting.
That kind of makes me assume that damage is a little more easy to come by, and investigation might be a little more difficult to come by.
Most of the criminals will take 2 tokens, or in this case, 3, to take out an investigation or clue, whereas fighting, it only takes 1.
Okay.
So you need to get more of these symbols when you play the cards than you would for fighting.
So you have that kind of cost benefits analysis,
Exactly.
push pull. Oh, perfect.
And Edward has a lot of cards that help out with the clues and getting more information. Spike's always fighting. Jet has a lot of cards that help him to see some meta. That's his background. So he has cards that'll help take damage cards out. And Faye does a little bit of everything like Faye does.
Yeah. How does it feel to have started an anime board game company and now to have one of the biggest properties as a big game that you're able to take to cons?
Oh, it's great. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed working on this with the creative design team and bringing out this game. It's been a lot of fun. We actually have an expansion for this that we haven't really announced yet. I mean, here and there we've talked about it. That's not in production yet. We're just finalizing. That'll probably be coming out in Q4 of this year.
Okay, so an expansion expected later this year or maybe early next year.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. What else would you like an anime fan who may be tuned in to learn about Cowboy Bebop, but might find other things at Japanime Games for them? What should they know to look
Well,
for?
specifically about Cowboy Bebop, my company makes games of all types that have to do with tabletop and have to do with anime or Japan. Like we've got this game over here called Sushi Boat, which is not anime, but it's Japanese for sure. And it's a very, very fun game. We spent several years getting this together, which is a really interesting board. It almost plays like a toy. The sushi plates actually slide through this like a sushi go round.
That is delightful.
And they come off the end into the trash. But the goal of the game is to get it's a set collection game where you're trying to get the biggest variety of sushi, but also in the same color plates. So you get points from that. Also, when plates go off the end into the trash, if you use the Neko, we call it the trash cat, you can go back in the trash and add those to your player board as well.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a fun aspect of that game.
So you're kind of the one-stop shop for an anime fan, a Japanese enthusiast. that
Yes,
wants to
indeed.
play some games.
But I have a few different Cowboy Bebop things I can show you too. Our accessories, our RPG game. You'd like to see those?
Yeah, let's check that out.
Okay. These are some of our playmats right here. Um, this is our number one selling playmat of all time.
I understand.
It's called Ein and Family. I had somebody buy 2 of them yesterday because he said he lost out last year and had to make sure he got them. We've actually been sold out for a while. We just got them back in stock recently. And this is called The Usual Suspects, I think, something like that, but a lineup of the different characters. So we've got a few different Bebop accessories. There's the game itself, and we've got the role-playing game over here. So this is the base book right here for the Bebop role-playing game. This is the deluxe book, which I love. It's got this great leather debossed cover with the hot stamping on. It's honestly the same book, but an amazing cover and limited edition in comparison to the original.
I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So you really do need to buy one of each if you're going to get
so.
this.
That seems right.
And this is a role playing game. So are you playing as the crew members? Or are you setting up similar characters?
Yes. And so we've basically they're just the core book with this. We've got accessories, different dice. We're sold out of some of the other things, the DM screen and things of that nature. But it is just one book for everything you need to play the game.
So if I'm feeling particularly rabid at this point in the interview to buy some anime games and start playing, where do I go?
Oh, well, Japanime Games, obviously. But JapanimeGames.com is our website. And we sell all of these products. I don't know if you've had a chance to look around the booth, but we've got many different anime IPs. We've got many unique games that we brought over from Japan that were originally Japanese that we translated to English. And as I said, that was the core of where the company got started years ago. But so much more now. Anything tabletop, anything Japan or anime related is all our wheelhouse. So that's what we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to walk us through it.
Thank you.